I'd like if there wasn't a hard version, but there probably is.
Here you go, Spyro. I found a dragon egg. But I bet what you really want is a light gem, huh?
No. No, because I think a dragon egg would be more important than a light gem. Because a dragon egg contains life, a light gem does not. Okay, now we got 10. So I'm actually curious, since now I'm playing this back to back, and I'm not doing what I did before, which is I did one, like, the easy version of it, and then I didn't do the hard version right away. Disgusting. No, get away. Because are they going to have a whole nother area to go to, is my question. Mainly want the gems because I do want to actually get those upgrades. Fire in the hole. What else? What else was there? Oh, so Overwatch announced crossplay, and that's cool. I'm happy. But the one thing that I just like, I don't get this, is they are, if you're playing with PC, players on PC, they are removing aim assist, or at least saying disabled by default, which I only assume means like it's just turned off and there's no way to turn it back on. And they are saying they're doing this for balancing? To make it balanced, and like, what the fuck? Like, does no one at that studio play on console at all? Yeah, they've added another dig area. Like, genuinely, does no one at Blizzard, or, you know, the team that makes Overwatch, does no one play console at all? Does no one play console Overwatch? I cannot fathom how they think they're doing that. For, you can't jump, by the way, when you do that, when you jump off. When you jump off, you are stuck until you land. There is no double jumping. So that's why it looks strange. But like the statement that they're doing it for even playing field. And then, like, you know, I've watched a few videos that talked about just crossplay in general. They don't really get into detail on that specific subject of it. It's fine. They're more just covering the basics of, you know, because they're like 4 or 5 minute videos, right? I think they removed the bats from here too. It's like, okay, that's fine. That videos aren't really going to talk about it. But the one I watched from Stylosa, he actually kind of talks about it, and I believe he's mainly, from how he talked about it, I believe, you know, he didn't really try to really put any input in there. which I respect, because if you haven't played console in such a long time, or if you've always been kind of a PC guy, I get it. You may not fully understand aim assist, like how that's pretty important. And like it's not impossible to play without aim assist. I think the only time that I myself actually did something like I played a first person shooter without aim assist was on Crisis 3 on its hardest difficulty, which removes aim assist, which is definitely an interesting way of adding difficulty. I'm not gonna say it's bad, it's interesting that I haven't seen other first person shooters on console do that, you know. If I would have fell there, I would have been fucking upset. How did that not break that? But like, I was curious, so that part of the video he's asking for input, is it a bad thing, is it a good thing? Because like obviously they're only doing it for if you're playing with PC players and not if you're just playing against other console players. I think the tricky thing with Overwatch is that you have character models of all sizes. Like, it is not, like if you play Halo, Call of Duty, Battlefield, like all the character models are the same size, right? Even like the girls, like they have the same hitboxes. Even if they seem smaller, they give them the same hitboxes, so there isn't a actual advantage by picking a female character, right? Like that was one of those things with like some older games. Where like when multiplayer matches were like think of like GoldenEye on the N64. Like you had characters that had different, like much different sizes in them, and like the girl characters actually did have smaller like one of the like I'm not oh what the fuck, oh I think I grenaded myself there. But like every character I think has a different hitbox. So that means like certain characters are just straight up like, why wouldn't you play this character? Because they have a smaller hitbox, right? Of course the idea is that, back then no one really knew. I'm sure there were some people that were like, figured it out and whatnot, but the idea is that like, kids are gonna play it, some teenagers are gonna play it, they're probably not gonna put too much thought into it. It's very early days of that kind of stuff, like it didn't matter, there wasn't really that competitive integrity, I'm still not saying it right, back then. It was all in good fun, But Overwatch, like obviously the game's built around the idea of having characters of different sizes, because you have tank roles, you have the DPS and support roles, and obviously like tanks have more HP, they're going to be generally bigger targets. The idea is that like the more HP you give a character, the bigger the hitbox you give them, right? The bigger of a character you make them. So it definitely like makes it a bit interesting for Overwatch, because you just have characters of all these different sizes. And like I mentioned, for tanks it won't be too bad, but I think the problem is when you get down to the smaller characters, especially a character like Tracer. I know she only has 150 HP, but because she's small and she has really fast movement options with her like her blink or whatever, and her For a second I thought I was out, and I was like, oh. Just gonna wait for this.
Light gem. You know, every time I take something out of the ground, there's just that much more room down there for me.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Oops, I did not mean to hit yes. Let's get out of here. Quit minigame. But anyway, like, I wanted to read the comments because I was interested, like, what... I imagine most people that are knowledgeable on the subject are going to say aim assist should be enabled for crossplay. But of course there are some people that are like, just get good. You know, like, I know there are people out there who play without aim assist on console. That is a thing. I know it exists. Okay. But I think you gotta look out for the casual crowd. You have to look out for the more casual players. Because I would say even I'm more casual. I know, like, I know, like, obviously I've put a lot of hours into Wrecking Ball. I think I'm up to 115 on him now. And, you know, I play to have a good time, and I play to get better at Wrecking Ball. And, you know, Arisa occasionally too. But I still wouldn't consider myself, like, a hardcore player of Overwatch.
You did it, dude! Here, dude, take this as a reward. Thanks, dude.
Good one, Spyro.
Dude.
I have to... I might have to upload that as a separate clip. Do. Pretty sure that just goes nowhere. Like that went to the other place before that we went before. Well, we still have a lot of area to explore, damn. So, like, okay, you know, I do not know, obviously, the exact origins of aim assist. I do not know exactly what game had it first, where it came from, who made it. But you know, I don't, hell, maybe even a PC game had aim assist before a console game. I don't know. But the general idea of aim assist, and I would say the general idea of why it was created, wasn't just... Because the comment that the guy was making, and like what makes it fucking annoying, is he was saying aim assist was created for people to be lazy, and like, no, that is not why aim assist. What the fuck are you guys? You know, like, I think when they were making Halo, because that, you know, that's one of the most important first-person shooter games on a console, it laid like a lot of foundation for FPS games on console. And like, I know some people are going to say GoldenEye, but I think the thing with GoldenEye is the controller for the N64 is crazy. You know, like that, with the 6th generation, dual analog sticks became like the standard, right? So it laid the foundation for dual analog for FPS games. Think about how pretty this could be in a remaster. Like, God, I'd love it to happen. come on. Just want to make sure I'm not missing something there. Oh, Spyro. It's almost kind of creepy how it's like some of the water is not showing and some of the water is blocking it off. It looked like I got that through the floor. That's really cool though. The general idea is like that oh no. The aim assist was made to make console shooters more fun for the casuals and more accessible. And it was made also to make playing FPS games on console less, you know, frustrating. I presume, at least. The other thing too is like, what he's saying is just like it's inconsiderate because, well, it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard to debate like, oh, just get good. Like, people play other games, you know. Can I use? No, I can't use lightning, bro. It's under here. Okay, I think I probably can't hurt them. Is there a way in here, or is this just for show? It looks like it's just to look pretty. That noise. Because the reality, like, people are gonna find it frustrating if you tell them to just turn off aim assist and deal with it slash get good. And like, remember that aim assist is not a net benefit. Aim assist has its own problems. Usually in that if you have two enemies that are near or you're shooting at one and another enemy kind of gets close and runs by, it can move the aim assist off the target you want to be shooting at. Kind of pulls you away. But in general, in today's day and age, like, aim assist is, you know, seen more as a benefit than a problem. Like, there's more pro to it than con. I don't think anyone, at least, will fight that. And, you know, to me, anyone that wants to say, well, aim assist, if you use aim assist, then you're bad. Like, that's a dumb argument. You should never feel shame for using aim assist. It exists on console for a reason, you know? It does not mean you're bad. There we go. You know, I believe that like the thing is, the way I see it, it exists to help you have a better time with your games, with your FPS games, with your third-person shooters. Like, it's just there to increase the fun you can have. Now, if you think, you know, if you do view it as more of a crutch, like, just you don't like it, you know, for whatever reason, then by all means switch it off, you know. And more too if you do. I just don't like the idea that aim assist is a, you know, like, for someone to just say, well, get good, and, you know, damn. look how long that is. That's pretty cool. I actually like that. Trying to keep my eyes out in case there is something. We're going deep underwater, boys. Sunken ruin.